First at the moment, live at 11 on the WHAS 1119, we are giving you 4 live views on your screen of some major interstates across Kentucky and here in Louisville and across the state. Upper left, that's the East End Bridge. Lower left, that's the Western Kentucky Parkway and I-65. We're keeping an eye also on the Watterson at Taylorsville on the upper right of your screen. And the lower right, there's I-65. At Lebanon Junction, we've got a chance of some snow showers and snow squalls possible overnight. We've had a winter weather advisory out until early tomorrow morning. It's a busy Friday night tracking snowy weather. Hi, everybody, and good to be with you at the moment. I'm Doug Proffitt. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell is here with me. And Mallory, you've been pinpointing that changing dividing line of the snow totals, and you say you've got some brand new updates you want people to hear.
Yeah, so we've been watching that transition from rain over to snow, right? The atmosphere has been trying, temperatures have been cooling throughout the atmosphere, the radar trying to tap into that. But you'll notice even as time has gone along, we still have green on the radar. So it's really struggled to transition from rain over to all snow, and even harder for that snowfall to accumulate until it pushes off to the east, primarily of Kentuckiana. And that was always a risk for today's event, that it would really come together closer to Lexington, Frankfort, the areas that are under a winter weather advisory, staying east of I-65. And that certainly seems to be the case tonight. So if you were hoping for some snowy accumulations, your better chances are the farther east that you do go. That's really lining up with where we're seeing lowered visibility, where we're likely seeing more of those snow showers. Springfield up to Lexington, as far north as Cincinnati, areas like Maysville down to Campbellsville as well. So hour by hour futurecast, that main bulk of precipitation pushing off to the east. We still do have some spotty snow chances through the overnight hours and into our Saturday as well. We'll talk much more about our weekend forecast. That's coming up in a few minutes. Doug.
News we're following also at the moment right now in the Edgewood area. That's down near the airport. We've got a new update just in. 75 LG&E customers are still without power after a crash involving a school bus just after 6 o'clock tonight. The crash happened on Preston Highway just east of the airport. This is where most of the power outages are located. You see the stretch that we put in red on our map. The accident involved an empty JCPS school bus tonight and a pickup truck. Now, video from the scene, you can see the pickup truck being towed out of the wreckage where the impact caused a pole to bend 45 degrees. This is late video just into our newsroom. According to LG&E, more than 1,300 customers lost power after the crash. That was the peak. Again, now down to 75. JCPS confirming an empty school bus was involved in the crash. No injuries have been reported, but Preston Highway from Indian Trail, East Indian Trail, down to Vinewood Road, a short stretch there, is closed until tomorrow morning, so keep that in mind on your commute. Also new at 11, the Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey today with a strong message to a Louisville couple that there's, quote, a special place in hell for them. The 2 parents from Valley Station are in jail right now, accused in that horrific case of child abuse. Judge Katie King today asking the dad, Nicholas Shanks, if he had a job.
Do you work?
Yeah, I work.
Okay, what do you do?
Lawn care.
Lawn care? All right, I'll appoint the public defender.
Shanks at his arraignment getting a bond of $500,000, but the judge didn't stop there. Shanks' wife, Shelby Coons, also being arraigned today. You see her right there in the lower part of your screen and hit with the very same bond. Both facing charges of severely abusing their 1- and 2-year-old kids. The 2-year-old had to be brought back to life at U of L's Southwest Hospital yesterday. The 1-year-old was found badly beaten on the couple's bed in their Valley Station house.
Taking all that into account, the court is going to leave the bond as set at $500,000 full cash, plus HIP if posted. No contact with any minor child to include the 2 children that are involved in this case.
And today, right here at a graduation ceremony for new Metro Police recruits, Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey was asked about this case that police are calling significant abuse.
Well, first of all, I'll say that there's a special place in hell for people like that. Anyone who is abusing or hurting a child, that is absolutely the lowest of the low. And I want to say thank you to those OSPI detectives that work that case. The type of work that they do every day, I couldn't do, and a lot of us couldn't do.
After the 2-year-old was found at the hospital, a Metro detective and a state CPS worker then went to the couple's home in Valley Station where they found the 1-year-old. The couple admitted to being the only people around the children. Police say they never called 911 to get help for their badly injured kids. Now to another news story right now on the night team tonight. The Sellersburg police chief says a student is going through surgery after being hit leaving school yesterday in southern Indiana. Police say the 15-year-old student was hit by an impaired driver while using the crosswalk in front of Silver Creek Middle School. WHAS11 night team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Levi Hammer show us how this is also bringing other concerns about this road.
The school week at Silver Creek School Corporation ends with extra law enforcement working to control traffic as students head home and use the crosswalk. Hey! But this still doesn't stop people from being distracted.
That's how that happens. There used to be signs on both sides, so everybody knew to stop, but they still just didn't.
Shirley's Pizzeria faces Silver Creek Middle School, where minutes after school was dismissed on Thursday, police say a 15-year-old student was hit by an impaired driver while using this crosswalk. Out of the corner of her eye, Janie Sherrill saw it happen.
Yeah, I called 911. I kind of just held him still and tried to keep him calm because when he came back to, he was freaked out, of course.
The driver, David Jeremy Villa, has been charged with operating while impaired, according to Sellersburg Police Chief Russ Whalen.
A lot of this responsibility on this particular situation goes to the guy that was driving and shouldn't have been driving at all.
This crosswalk has been a concern for a while, and people say they've seen many close calls.
It's obviously not engineered in the best way possible, I think, to suit the traffic that goes through there.
The crosswalk to the schools is just before the intersection behind me. There are no flashing lights and there only are a few signs. This busy road is a state road, which means it's maintained by the Indiana Department of Transportation. Chief Whalen says there's ongoing construction on US 31 going through Sellersburg and that a project is supposed to start in March. INDOT is investigating pedestrian mobility and safety in the area. The department would not confirm a project is starting in March.
These are people's babies, and they cross every day.
Everyone hopes drivers pay attention and drive responsibly until those changes are made. In Sellersburg, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Clark County Circuit Court documents show that Villa posted his bond today. Town and state leaders have reached out to INDOT to enforce safety concerns and to put in temporary safety measures until the state route is improved.
Congratulations and thank you.
Louisville Metro Police and Metro Alcoholic Beverage Control getting more officers. Today, they welcomed 17 new recruits to the ranks. The graduation group began training last June with physical training, law exams, and driver training. This class was made up of 15 men and 2 women. 6 of them have prior military experience. 3 have prior law enforcement experience. The police department says it has experienced growth in recruits, now 5 years since hitting a low after the protests of 2020.
I chose to be a police officer because I don't see a lot of police officers that look like me. First, female, and then also black. I wanted to be able to have myself be an example on the streets that, you know, young black women that are wanting to join the police force, they can do it.
And Police Chief Paul Humphrey also continued to emphasize the need for more officers for LMPD. Also new tonight, we knew they would go fast. Well, so fast, the Ali stamp is really selling in Louisville. I got a message from WHAS 11 viewer named Yvonne today, who said she went to the main post office on Gardner Lane and they were already sold out. They just went on sale just yesterday. Well, so I checked this afternoon with Susan Wright, the communications with USPS. She told me the Muhammad Ali Forever stamps are selling fast. If a post office sells out, she says they are quickly reordering those stamps. She also had a helpful suggestion. You can easily get them by ordering online at USPS.com. The stamps will be delivered right to your address. By the way, if you're planning to go to a post office tomorrow, once again, Muhammad Ali appears to be throwing a knockout punch. A bill that can prevent immigrants from holding office in Kentucky has a local family worried for their adopted son's future. Is his dream of getting elected in jeopardy? You'll hear from the 13-year-old. But first, where were you for the winter storm of '94? Tomorrow is the big anniversary of the snow and ice disaster that changed Louisville forever in one important way.
In And here's a look at today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $230 million. Powerball, $179 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.